Mihawk is unlike any other Shichibukai. Every other Shichibukai either underestimated Luffy or turned against him. But Mihawk was different. Well, you might say Jinbei is also different. That I agree. But we have to remember, Jinbei had a good impression of Luffy because of Ace. He told Jinbei about Luffy when they were inside Impel Down. At first, Jinbei wanted to help Luffy because of Ace. They fought for 5 days and they both had a good impression of one another. But after Ace joined Whitebeard's crew, they became even closer. So because he respected Ace, he wanted to help Luffy. But when he saw what Luffy did for Ace at Impel Down, he truly wanted to help him out of his own volition. It had nothing to do with Ace at that point. He recognized Luffy, especially his character, and that's why he didn't even flinch fighting Mihawk in the Marineford War. Mihawk had a good impression of Luffy at their first meeting. Zoro wanted to measure how far he is from Mihawk, the greatest swordsman in the world. Zoro sailed out to sea to fulfill his promise to Shimotsuki Kuina. He wanted to become the strongest swordsman in the world. So when he met Mihawk, he wanted to defeat him right away. But the reality was cruel. He realized he was a frog at the bottom of a well, but that didn't have any effect in his belief. He wanted to face him honorably and die while keeping his honor intact. When I saw that scene, I was like, oh my god, what you doing, Zoro? You're gonna die. Don't be reckless. I was really feeling sad that we're gonna lose him. I was also feeling sad for Luffy because he was one of Luffy's strongest crewmates, and if he loses him, it'll be a massive blow to him. But I was surprised when I saw Luffy didn't do anything to stop Zoro. He let him live to his own devices. Mihawk was surprised as well. He was rather impressed by Luffy's answer. Due to this event, he had a pretty good impression of Luffy and Zoro. When he saw Luffy's bounty poster, he wanted to confirm if this is the same kid Shanks was talking about. Luffy is partly responsible for why Mihawk stopped dueling Shanks. Shanks wanted to save Luffy and he sacrificed his arm. Initially, Shanks wasn't supposed to lose his arm, but the editor of One Piece suggested Oda otherwise. He told him it'll make things more interesting, but story-wise, that's not convincing enough. Shanks told Mihawk a convincing answer. Shanks was on par with Yonko at that point, so a mere creature from East Blue can't even scratch him, let alone eat his arm. Whitebeard also had his doubt. Luffy felt indebted to Shanks and was sorry because he lost his arm because of him. So Mihawk wanted to find out why Shanks valued Luffy so much. He wanted to check if Luffy is the fated child of prophecy. He faced Luffy at Marineford and tried to hurt him. Well, he didn't go all out because we didn't hear any named attacks, so it was obvious he was just casually swinging his sword. Despite that, he figured out Luffy's true strength. He has the ability to win people's heart, and we have seen this power over and over again. The recent reverie was the prime example how Luffy is able to unite people around the world. The only people who had prejudice against Luffy are the people who didn't meet him personally. When they read Luffy was going to Wano country to claim Kaido's head, the only thing they could think of, Wano country will face a disaster. But the reality couldn't be far from what they thought. Luffy and his crew saved the country and its people. Previously, Mihawk recognized Luffy's leadership ability and charismatic quality, but he didn't recognize Luffy's strength. However, now it's different. He's one of the few people who knew Luffy before he rose to fame. In fact, he knew Luffy when he didn't even have a bounty. So in a way, you can say he watched Luffy's growth personally. Luffy got 7 bounty increase. His first bounty was 30 million. Then he got 100 million after he defeated Crocodile. It increased to 300 after the incident of Enies Lobby. And then he got a 100 million increase because of a few factors. He was Dragon's biological son. He escaped Marineford alive and came to Marineford again with Rayleigh and Jinbei. He then got subsequent bounties after he defeated Doflamingo, Katakuri, and Kaido. So each bounty increase testified Luffy's new strength. And finally, he is now on equal footing with Shanks. He only needed one push to achieve his goal, the King of the Pirates. The total bounty of the Straw Hats is 8.8 billion berries, and the total bounty of Cross Guild is also 8.8 billion. So bounty-wise, they're equal. If you take into consideration of their numbers, the Straw Hats might face a problem, but they wouldn't be in a disadvantage advantage because Luffy and Zoro can keep Mihawk and Crocodile in check, while Jinbei and Sanji can go crazy. Juice can obliterate the fodders with his lightning attacks. I mean, it has a large area of effect, so you can imagine its impact on Buggy's crew. Anyways, the Straw Hats is no way weaker than Cross Guild. In fact, they might have a bit edge over Cross Guild. Actually, Mihawk realizes what it means to defeat Kaido. The bounty of 3 billion berries doesn't justify Luffy's true strength, and Mihawk knows this. And that's why he told Buggy not to push his luck and fight for One Piece. The problem is, the Straw Hats are gaining strength at a formidable rate. They took everyone by surprise. Nobody thought Luffy could defeat Kaido, or Zoro could defeat Kaido's right-hand man, King the Wildfighter. And they will keep getting stronger and stronger. By the time Crocodile and Mihawk meet the Straw Hats again, Cross Guild might not be able to compete with them anymore. So they need to increase their strength as well. So Mihawk is taking into account of Luffy's future growth. I mean, when he meets Luffy face to face, probably on Laugh Tale. Do you think Luffy has surpassed Mihawk now? Comment down below. Like the video if you did and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.